When I saw that this edition of Smackdown was the go-home show to Hell in a Cell, I was kind of like, wow, Hell in a Cell's this Sunday? I really had no idea. Damn, it's like, kind of just caught up on me all of a sudden from the last pay-per-view. And so for this show, I thought to myself, you know what? I don't really give a shit about match quality on this show. I wanted to see if WWE could do a good job in continuing storylines to get me excited for what I feel is just going to be another filler pay-per-view with 3 weeks build on the way to Survivor Series, which probably won't get that much build either. So I guess the big question going into this SmackDown was, have WWE done enough, especially on this go-home show, to give me some last-minute excitement to get me to watch Hell in a Cell? If you have any comments on this show or any thoughts going into Hell in a Cell, please let me know down in the comment section below. For me, I'm going to get on with this SmackDown review. What a start we had to this week's edition of SmackDown, especially with it being a go-home show edition to Hell in a Cell where you want all your matches hyped and all the people on the pay-per-view on the show to hype up their matches. A Michael Cole interview with Triple H, the COO, the Game, the King of Kings, God. And when I first saw this interview, I was kind of like, yes, this is my kind of thing. They're going to be talking about business, and Triple H is going to be talking about business, and Michael Cole is going to be asking the tough questions, etc. Anyone else also noticed that when Triple H came out, WWE have to use a lot of canned heat to cover the cheers for Triple H. It seems like the fans do kind of want to cheer Triple H, especially when he's on SmackDown. They're using so many boos to kind of cover that up. As for the interview itself, I mean, I love the dynamic that Triple H and Michael Cole have together when they're doing these interviews. I love Triple H's kind of like, you know, quasi-real gimmick that he has being the COO and what's best for business. It was kind of funny, actually. On Raw, he buried people like RVD and Edge and said they didn't draw a dime. And Triple H was really burying Big Show here, saying that he's pretty much been where he is, pretty much is now where he's been for the last couple of years of his career. Irrelevant. You know, damn, he was in full burial mode this week. But none of that. He was really looking forward to seeing John Cena come back, though. You know, when it comes to John Cena, all the heels in the company will look forward to seeing him coming back. I guess he is really what is best for business with Triple H. And then we had Daniel Bryan come out, and you know what? I like Daniel Bryan. I was kind of like, nah. I wanted to hear some more of this business talk, and I wanted to hear some more stuff from Triple H. But Daniel Bryan comes out, pretty much gets into Triple H's face going into the pay-per-view. Overall, opening segment, even though Triple H probably isn't going to be involved in Hell in a Cell, or he may inevitably get involved because he is the COO. At the end of the day, the segment hyped up the pay-per-view match quite well. Didn't really announce the main event match, though, really, at all. We had the Usos versus the Wyatt family. A somewhat interesting match, you may say. The Usos win via a Miz distraction. This really was good booking, in my opinion, because Usos are the #1 contenders. It allows them to go forward strongly while not making the Wyatt family look too weak, while also continuing on a Bray Wyatt and Miz feud. So they did a lot of things good there with this booking. And I liked how after the match, how Miz got one up on them, but as soon as they got to a backstage segment, they had a segment where the Wyatt family had Miz all tied up backstage and all knocked out. So I don't know whether these two are going to be having a match at Hell in a Cell. I would highly doubt it due to the fact that I believe Bray Wyatt is pretty injured right now. But I think you could miss this pay-per-view and have a big match, have a match between Bray Wyatt and Miz happen at Survivor Series, and it could mean a lot more, really, in my opinion. Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee. I skipped this match, people. I wasn't really bothered about the match. And to be honest, it kind of exemplifies my excitement for the match between her twin sister and AJ Lee at the pay-per-view. I really have no excitement for it, and I will tell you exactly why. Much like Velvet Sky in TNA, where she spends years being a bully, part of the beautiful people, and all of a sudden we're supposed to cheer for her and buy her story that she has, that she's an underdog. And you know, for a long time, the Bellas have been bullies in the WWE. Their character has been one of a bully. Now, in real life, if a bully at school was bullying you and all of a sudden just went good, you know, just started doing good things instead of bad things, you wouldn't just trust or cheer them straight away or get behind them straight away. You'd have to try and gain their trust a little bit first, which is why it's going to take me a while to get behind this Brie Bella and Nikki Bella face turn, which was basically done due to Daniel Bryan and John Cena dating them in real life. It's going to take me a while to get behind these characters. They're trying. I can tell from them what they're doing. They're definitely trying, and they'll probably try very hard at the pay-per-view. But unfortunately, Still not enough for me to really care about this Divas match. Just saying. Oh yeah, and as for who I think may win the Divas match, AJ Lee. It's going to be AJ Lee, isn't it, really? Especially now Total Divas is, I believe, off the air for a while now. So to hype up the John Cena and Alberto Del Rio World Heavyweight Championship match at Hell in a Cell, which is going to be John Cena's big return, they did two things to hype this up. The first thing they did was have a special look at John Cena. They spent like a 5-minute video package all on John Cena about his career and how he's going to return, etc. And basically what we got from this video package is he's not going to change. Yay, John Cena's going to be staying the same. Yay. And you know what? Going into this match, we all kind of know John Cena is going to win, which, you know, kind of devalues our excitement. If we know someone's going to win, why would we watch the match? You know, that's all I'll say. Oh, yeah, and Del Rio had a promo. Los Matadores had a match against 3MB on this week's edition of Smackdown. Well done, Michael Cole. Sometimes you really do amaze me. You are the voice of the WWE and a very good talent and asset for that company. But when you say stuff like, the bull was a bull dressed in a costume, you kind of think to yourself, and well done for JBL for calling him out on that bullshit as well. Anyway, moving on from that. That was just something kind of funny that I noticed from this match. Los Matadores get the victory. Thank you very much. The bull pretty much owns Jinder Mahal. Thank you very much. That was kind of funny seeing Jinder Mahal get owned by a tiny little bull in a costume. Bull in a costume. Botch. And it looks like at the pay-per-view after Zeb Coulter promo, the real Americans are going to be facing Los Matadores at Hell in a Cell. It's important, in my opinion. This match did get announced, even though it was quite late, and Los Matadores get a win here on the pay-per-view. WWE want to establish them as an entertaining tag team going down the line, and maybe in the next 6 months going after the tag team titles. Probably the most hilarious segment of the night was Ryback and Paul Heyman versus CM Skunk. That's right. We had a jobber with CM Punk's hoodie with a white paint going over his head. I just thought this was hilarious. I don't know. It's just seeing Paul Heyman and Ryback destroying a jobber that is supposed to look like CM Punk just made me laugh throughout this whole segment. You had Heyman smacking this jobber with a kendo stick. You had Ryback dominating this guy. It was just damn funny. Oh, guess who won? It definitely wasn't CM Skunk, and I don't see that character really making it in WWE, to be honest, especially when you have CM Punk, who didn't make an appearance on this SmackDown, by the way. As for this Ryback and Paul Heyman versus CM Punk match at Hell in a Cell, they had that beat the clock thing, which decided what stipulation they were going to have, and CM Punk wanted a Hell in a Cell with Paul Heyman in there. You know, this match, again, I'm not really all that excited for it. In my opinion, the big question really for me is, will Punk get his revenge on Heyman? I'm kind of thinking, you know, once again, it's one of those things where you think to yourself, damn, of course CM Punk's going to get his revenge. Maybe he'll get his revenge at Survivor Series. I think that's personally where he should get his revenge, maybe in a Team Heyman versus Team Punk match or something like that. I don't know, but I don't think CM Punk will be getting his ultimate revenge on Heyman. Maybe just like Night of Champions or what the last page, sorry, maybe just like Battleground, he will get a little bit of revenge, but it will continue on somehow. So yeah, I'm not all that excited for this match, even though it is one of the more marquee matches on this Hell in a Cell card. Are Fandango or Great Khali booked on the pay-per-view this weekend? No? Well then, I do not care about the segment that these two are involved in then. Our main event match of the evening was Daniel Bryan and the Rhodes Brothers, plus Big E Langston, who managed to talk his way into the main event segment to replace The Miz, who got attacked by the Wyatt family, versus The Shield, consisting of Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, and Randy Orton. A good concept for a main event match, an 8-man tag, which entitles the tag team feud, the main event feud, and some other people in there like Big E Langston that are going to be getting some big pushes down the line, you would think, especially Big E Langston as a babyface. The Big E distraction allows Daniel Bryan to pin Orton. I like the fact that they had Big E Langston play a part in Daniel Bryan getting the victory. Like I said, if they're going to be pushing this guy forward to maybe face a Ryback, they need to put this guy in these kind of spots to see exactly what he can do. As a babyface, I feel Big E Langston, you know, has a long way to go as a babyface, but in NXT, his 5-5-5 gimmick was really over. So I'm surprised they're not implementing some of that into Big E's character, to be honest, but this is a slow run as a babyface. We'll see where it goes. As for the two matches this entailed, the Usos versus the Shields versus the Rhodes Brothers. it should be a good match, even though the Usos really just feel like they shouldn't be there. You know, the big storyline is on the Rose Brothers versus the Shield. So the Usos being in there, it's just like, yeah, I don't know why these guys are in there. You know, they're just there to really continue this feud onwards, in my opinion. The Rose Brothers will win this match, in my opinion. Also, I feel Big E Langston should get some kind of pay-per-view spot. Maybe he's going to be facing Curtis Axel, isn't he? That's not a bad point. I thought he maybe, based on this match, would be facing Dean Ambrose. Have they announced the match really yet? I suppose Curtis Axel versus Big E Langston would make sense after what happened last week. I suppose Big E Langston has the choice of what title he wants to go for, the US title or the Intercontinental title. I think the IC title is the one that's actually announced for the card. And you know what? I think Big E Langston should win. I mean, what's really Dean Ambrose done with that belt? You may as well give the belt to Big E Langston, who's just facilitated a babyface turn, and see where you can go with that. Because if there's one thing we lack in WWE at most times, Sheamus is out, John Cena's been out, and we didn't really have those big baby faces to replace them. And Big E Langston could be one of those guys, you know, in my opinion. As for Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton in the Hell in a Cell match in our main event with Shawn Michaels as the special referee, I'm kind of meh. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm just, you know, they faced off at Night of Champions, then at Battleground, and from that point onwards, I've just been like, oh, you know, can we make this the last one? Even though, in my opinion, I do expect Randy Orton to win and for there to be a rematch at Survivor Series of some kind. I don't expect to see Daniel Bryan and Orton in a Survivor Series team match, even though it would be really good to hide the belt, but I expect Orton to win this one. I also expect Shawn Michaels to have some kind of major play in this match too. Otherwise, why would they have had a special referee out there? Especially given his history of Triple H, Orton, and being Daniel Bryan's trainer as well, which should make this match somewhat interesting in my opinion. As a go-home show, I thought that Smackdown was actually alright this week. I thought a lot of the segments did a good job in at least giving me some interest going into the matches. I guess my only real issue is a lot of these matches going to Hell in a Cell just kind of give me a meh feeling. And a lot of these matches are the big matches. You've got the Hell in a Cell match, which is going to be Daniel Bryan versus Orton. I'm kind of meh about. Maybe that's just because I don't watch Raw and not much of the build happens on SmackDown, but I'm just meh about it, really, if I'm honest with you. I'm also meh and not really bothered about John Cena's return coming up against Alberto Del Rio, even though it could lead to somewhere good for the WWE. As for CM Punk and Ryback, again, that's another big match which I'm kind of meh for. So really, the three biggest matches on the show, I'm kind of meh about. And the tag team title match, I am somewhat excited for, I will say that, even though the Usos have been put in there. So really, even though this was a solid go-home show in my opinion, I'm still on the fence as to whether or not I really want to watch Hell in a Cell. Whenever I sort of think to myself, you know, should I watch this? I'm always thinking, you know, You know, the card seems okay. You know, the Hell in a Cell, are the Hell in a Cell matches really going to be all that good? Do they use the Hell in a Cell anymore really all that much? No. So is there any point of this Hell in a Cell pay-per-view really and having Hell in a Cell matches on there which ain't really going to be anywhere near as brutal as they used to be when, you know, wrestling was a lot less PG, etc. and the storylines were a lot more bloody, etc. So really, my overall thoughts on Hell in a Cell, just kind of meh, really. And whether or not I will watch it, WWE did enough to me to sort of say, you know, you could give it a watch, but really, I'm on the fence with it. It's one of those things where I sort of think to myself, you know, if I feel good on the day, if I feel bad on the day, maybe I'll watch it if I feel okay. I'm going on a long weekend seeing a friend of mine, so will I feel tired after that? I'm helping him move house, which is going to make me feel probably even more tired. Do I really want to be up from 1 till 5 in the morning actually watching the show and doing the review and getting it uploaded when I've got work tomorrow or the next day at midday? Do I really feel like I want to do that? All these things I've got to kind of consider when I'm watching and reviewing a pay-per-view now. And right now, I'm not accepting mediocrity from WWE anymore. If I feel mediocrity from WWE, I just won't watch it. Simple as. If they build a good pay-per-view, which I'm hoping they do for Survivor Series this year, then maybe I'll give it a watch. But as for now, much like TNA, it's a little bit mediocre in my opinion, and I'm just tired of accepting mediocrity from the wrestling business right now. I really am. I'm just getting sick of it. But if you have any thoughts on Hell in a Cell or this week's edition of SmackDown, please, please, please let me know down in the comments section below. Also check out my NXT review, which is going to be uploaded on Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon for you Americans out there. Thank you very much for watching this video. if you have. I have been Mr. Parkin on behalf of the British Fist. Maybe I'll see you this Sunday. Maybe I won't. I don't know yet. But if so, see you on the Q&A on Wednesday, I guess. So, yeah, bye.